There are two teams that everybody believes in that I just don't buy. Those two teams are the New York Giants and the Carolina Panthers. I don't buy the Panthers. I predict the Panthers going 6-10 and third in the NFC South. I'm not a big believer in them. There are two teams, first of all, in their division that could win the Super Bowl, the Falcons and the Saints. And remember, the Panthers play in the incredibly good NFC conference, chock full of really great teams. Here's why I don't buy the Panthers, though. This is why I believe the Panthers will go 6-10. My biggest concern for the Panthers is that they hired Norv Turner. Norv Turner is their new offensive coordinator. The reason why they hired Norv Turner is because they wanted to help Cam Newton. The Panthers' whole mindset this year is we are going to help Cam Newton evolve as a quarterback. Remember, Norv Turner has a more precise offense, 6 yards, 5 yards, 8 yards, dink, dunk, precision passes. I don't believe Cam Newton is that type of quarterback. In fact, I can tell you, Cam Newton is not a precision quarterback. He's a 58% completion guy. He's not consistent. He makes big plays and hits home runs. Cam Newton is not a quarterback built for precision. That's just not who he is. And I think the Panthers are somewhat silly to think they can change Cam Newton in his 8th year. It's just not a realistic expectation. Now, I do want to say this. The Panthers' goal is to change him. And I think we could see there are two things that could compromise and make the Panthers work out really well this year. Either maybe the Panthers realize, hey, we're making a mistake. Cam Newton is not going to change, and Norv Turner changes his entire approach. Maybe the Panthers decide to build an offense around Cam Newton's strengths. He's really good at play action, he throws the ball deep really well, and he's really good running the football. Maybe they take advantage of that. The other possibility, I don't want to discount this. There's a real possibility that Cam Newton changes who he is as a quarterback. Maybe he does. Maybe he goes from throwing 58% completions to 64%. Maybe he makes a giant leap and totally changes who he is as a quarterback. Personally, I don't see that happening. I don't think Cam Newton is going to change who he is as a quarterback, but I'm not going to discount it. It is entirely possible. In fact, I'm rooting for that. I would love to see Cam Newton evolve, become a different quarterback, change who he is. I just don't think that's possible. I would love that. I don't think that's what's going to happen. So keep your eye on Cam Newton. Watch what happens with them. So Cam Newton's one of the big reasons why I think the Panthers will go 6-10. I don't know that he can handle the pressure. I don't think that. Remember, two teams in his division could win the Super Bowl, the Saints and the Falcons. And remember, as everybody rises around him, as the NFC gets better, I wonder if Cam Newton will rise with everybody else, or will he shrink and become less relevant. I think it's possible Cam Newton folds under the pressure. Remember, he's emotionally unstable. We've seen that from him in the past. I don't know that Cam Newton can handle the pressure of everyone in the NFC being incredibly good around him. Now, there's one other reason why I think the Panthers will go 6-10. I like the Panthers a lot. That's not true. I'm rooting for Cam Newton, but I think he's the problem with the Panthers. Another problem is I don't think the Panthers are a very good football team. Frankly, their defense is aging. They have Luke Kuechly. That's awesome. But they lost. There are three big reasons that I think the Panthers are going to struggle. They lost their all-pro guard, Andrew Norwell, to the Jaguars. They lost their defensive tackle star, Lotulelei, to the Bills. And they lost their defensive coordinator, Steve Wilkes, who is now the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. The Panthers' defense is aging. Again, Luke Kuechly, awesome linebacker. But their starting safety, Mike Adams, is 37. Their defensive end, Julius Peppers, is a starter. He's 38 years old. And Julius Peppers plays a position that requires you to be incredibly athletic. So I don't know, man. I think the Panthers go 6-10. I'm not a big believer in the Panthers. I don't think their season's going to end up great. I just want to reiterate, this is not the 2015 Carolina Panthers that went to the Super Bowl. This is not that roster at all. This is a roster for the Panthers that has many, many flaws. They have a quarterback I'm concerned about, and they don't have a very good roster. So I think the Panthers will not make the playoffs. They will go 6-10 and be third in the NFC South. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Remember, if you want to help Strong Opinion Sports grow, you can share this with your friends on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, whatever it is. Help me grow Strong Opinion Sports by telling your friends about this show. And always remember, you can subscribe to Strong Opinion Sports on iTunes, on SoundCloud, everywhere you can find a podcast, as well as YouTube. My full entire podcast is on YouTube, as well as shorter, more interesting clips like this. So thank you so much. Have a great day, and take care.